Hi, superheroes. I'm Pink Phoenix, coming to you from Purdue University College of Veterinary Medicine's League of VetaHumans. Today, our special guest on VetaHumanz Live is VetaHuman in Training, Mega Morgan. Thanks for being on the show, Mega Morgan.
Thanks for having me, Pink Phoenix. I'm excited to be here.
To get started, can you tell us your story?
Yeah, so I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. I went to elementary, middle school, and high school in the center of downtown. And I thought I wanted to be a med student for the longest time. I really liked going to the doctor and learning about the why they did what they did while I was at the doctor. And so I decided to go to IU. And I was hopefully going to go to medical school, but then something kind of changed when I went to the zoo with my mom. Like right before we went, it was our last time going together before I went off to college. And she was like, "Why do you want to do human medicine when you love animals?" I was like, "Well, I mean, I know I love animals, but I didn't think about a career with them for some reason. My heart was just set on medicine." And then once she made me realize that it made way more sense for me to work with animals than humans, I just kind of completely changed my mindset. I was studying biology, but then I decided to transfer to Purdue for my undergrad, so I could study animal science and get more experience with animals. And it was the best decision I ever made. I loved coming to Purdue. I loved all of my classes. I got so much hands-on experience with animals, and it truly prepared me for getting into vet school, which is a dream for a lot of people. And I was able to do it in only 3 years of undergrad, and I really attribute a lot of my success to the experiences I was able to get. Like at Purdue, I got to work with lab animals. I got to work at the dairy unit, and I got to do a little bit of pig stuff. And before, when I was at IU, I got to experience wildlife animals and small animals like dogs and cats. And so, I didn't have the best grades, but I think having that experience and just showing that you're willing to work and do stuff outside of school really helps. So, yeah.
That's an excellent story. Thank you. And on a side note, your story is pretty special to me because when I first started working with kids in elementary school, I partnered with your third grade teacher, Miss Amy Wackerly, and we still work together on the League of VetaHumanz. Could you tell us how she influenced you?
So it's kind of crazy. I Miss Wackerly was one of my favorite teachers, and you see your elementary teachers when you're in elementary, but you don't think they'll ever come back into your lives. And it's amazing when a teacher influences you in ways that you don't realize. Like Miss Wackerly's program that she worked on with you was something that I remembered, like when I was having that moment of, oh my gosh, I should be a vet instead of a human doctor. I thought about it was like Fat Dogs and Coughing Horses. I think that was the program. And I thought about that. I was like, I remember really liking that. And then, that was just one of the factors. But Mrs. Wackerly just really influenced me in a sense of she was a strong and smart woman, and she was very good at her job. And I always really looked up to her, even though I wasn't like the best behaving student. But I think one of the biggest moments in my life when I was that age was I was a second grader, and she let me move up to do third grade cursive with all the third graders. And I felt super cool. And, she saw something in me that I didn't know was there, and she believed in me. And so that was pretty important to me.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. I love working together. All right, Mega Morgan, how did you pick your superhero name?
So I was tossing a lot of things around, and it kind of sounds like Megamind if you think about it, but I do like that movie, but I don't think that's what I want it to mean. I think it means more of you have the ability to do so much more than you think that you do. You might not think you're going to have a big impact on the world, but maybe one day you will. And that's the mega personality you should have. You are a small person, but you could have that big impact.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to have a big impact in our world. All right, let's talk vet college. What did you think vet college would be like, and what's it really like?
um, I'm not sure what I expected. Like, I knew it was going to be a challenge, and I knew I would get to work with animals, and both of those things have come true. But otherwise, it's crazy to think each day about how much I've learned in just a short span of time. It just blows my mind every day. Like, I'm using words that I didn't even know existed regularly each day, and they're coming to me like nothing. Like this morning I got to do a physical exam on a horse, and this is about my third or fourth or fifth time doing one, and I'm getting the hang of it. And it's just like I'm only a first year vet student, and I'm ready to like go work at a clinic and show them what I can do and show them what I've learned. And it's pretty exciting. I really like it. There's definitely a lot of hard times, but I can see the end goal, and getting to have moments with animals really helps like have that end goal in sight, that one day, it's going to be really awesome, even when you're spending a late night studying a lot.
It will be awesome. What do you wish you would have known about going to vet school before you started?
I wish that I had known that you can still have a life and see your friends as much as you did in undergrad. Because my first semester, I definitely was just like, I planned before it even started. I was like, I told my friends, I'm probably not going to see you guys as much anymore. And then because I'd made that decision, I sort of isolated myself a lot the first semester. And I was trying to figure out how vet school worked. And it was hard doing that because I missed my friends, but I was working hard. And then towards the end, I realized, if I have these moments with my friends, it makes me motivated to work so that I can have those moments. And so I just, you hear horror stories like, you're not going to ever get to go have fun, and like you're going to be studying all the time. And it's just like you have time to go do those things. And honestly, it motivates you more to get your work done, and to study in enough time and not put things off, so that you can then go and have fun with your friends or do stuff that you like. Like I like to run, and I like to work out. And I know that when I don't do those, I don't perform as well, and I'm not happy. And there's definitely time for those things. You just have to make it.
That's just excellent advice, and self-care is so important. Tell us about your favorite class and why you love it so much.
So how I was saying I did the physical exam on a horse this morning. My favorite class is VSAC, which is the class I got to do that for. Not because it's the easiest, but because it has the most hands-on interaction with animals. And like I said, I think it's important to be able to see that end goal. Like yesterday, we had a 2-hour lab doing a neuro exam on dogs, and I was the happiest, for those 2 hours than, I've been in a month, just because it was great to do something, and I knew what I was doing, and it was fun to be successful in doing the neuro exam, which we'd never done before, but we were just giving it a try. And I like classes like that where you get to apply what you're learning instead of just sitting there, and like it's important to learn it, but then it's fun to go see it happening, and to get to perform it yourself and to feel accomplished.
Yeah, the hands-on part is outstanding. Yeah. It's so much fun. What was your best day ever at vet college so far?
I would have to say it's kind of a cheesy day, but definitely like the last day of finals for my first semester, just knowing, you have doubts all the way along, like, why am I here? Am I going to make it? Am I going to pass? Am I smart enough to be here? Do I belong? And like, once you get through that first semester and you finish your last final and you're like, oh my gosh, I just did that. I think that's got to be the best day, because I felt super motivated and proud of myself, and I was ready for the next semester. And otherwise, I mean, all the days that I get to spend with animals are good days.
Yeah, every day is great at Purdue, right?
Yeah.
What kind of veterinarian are you thinking of being, and has that changed since you started vet college?
Yeah, so I started out just wanting to be a small animal vet. I'd worked at a clinic that had cats and dogs, and they didn't really do anything else. And I really liked that. I was happy being a vet assistant there. I was like, if I'm happy being a vet assistant and cleaning and restraining animals, then I think I'd be happy, being a vet and actually getting to be the doctor. But then I started working at Purdue. I started working at the dairy unit, and I'd never touched a cow until my very first day of work. And so it was a lot of brand new experiences. I had to learn a lot, but it also set me up pretty well for some of my classes. And a lot of my classmates haven't had experience with large animal. Most of them have experience with small animal, and they've kind of come into liking large animals because of the classes that we've had. Which is like, I kind of came into vet school thinking maybe I'll do mixed, and so far that's where I'm still at. But we'll have to see as I progress. But yeah, I can't imagine now that I've worked with them not getting to work with cows or horses and all those animals.
Yeah, farm animals are great.
Love them.
So tell us about your superpowers.
So I said on the website, my superpower is my ability to handle any challenge that comes my way. And I feel like that's something that is important to believe, even, when there's moments where you're like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, in the past, when challenges come your way, you've been able to handle them in some type of way and be successful. And so I think looking at that evidence can help you in future challenges. Like, that there's a way to work it out, and that that it's going to be okay, such as like getting to vet school. It's a challenge, but that people have done it before and you have the ability to do it.
Before we sign off, what inspirational message do you have for aspiring veterinarians who are listening?
I would say it's never too early to start setting yourself up for success. Even if you don't know for sure it's what you want to do, go out, work in a clinic, or pick up a job walking people's dogs and just see if you like interacting with animals all day. And if you do and it makes you happy, then, keep pursuing it and get that real life experience. And one day you'll be in the same position that I'm in.
Absolutely, you will, listeners. Thanks so much for being on the show, Megan Morgan.
Thanks for having me. It was great talking to you guys.
It was an awesome show. You can learn about other League of VetaHuman superheroes at VetaHumanz.org. If you like this episode, and I know that you did, please subscribe, rate, and share it with your friends. And remember, use your powers for good.